Hello all, it's your girl Tiffany, Metamalicious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one whom isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be another one of my, well, it started off as a missing mystery, but now it's a murder mystery since the person has been found and they were found deceased. Okay. Um, but I ran across this article today that popped up in my news feed, and it was very interesting because this person was their body was found in the state I reside in. So, um, it was one of the things that piqued my interest. Well, the first thing that piqued my interest is that this was a doctor. Okay, and I'm like, oh my god, like, how did this doctor die? Okay, and then I seen the state, and I'm like, what? That happened here? And so I looked into it and read the article and everything or whatever, guys. So this is going to be a missing slash murder mystery. I'm gonna go over some brief information with you all, and then I pulled several different cards here. I actually didn't do a spirit reading. I can do a spirit reading in real time. Usually I do a spirit reading and things like that before I start, but I got so much information just in pulling the cards that I can kind of pretty much sum up like what happened here, okay? Which is a lot. It seems as if there was a lot of different things that was going on with this doctor. Okay, guys, so if you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would definitely be greatly, greatly appreciated. Let me find this article. I like to show you all. Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay. So this is Dr. John, I believe it's pronounced Forsyth or something like that. It's F-O-R, I think S-Y-T-H or something like that. I think it's pronounced Forsyth, but it's Dr. John Forsyth, okay? So, according to the information, he went missing for about a week. Okay, and he's recently been discovered in Arkansas. Okay, so a lot of people are speculating with very little information out. A lot of people are speculating, since he's been found, how he died. Okay, because it was said that he was found with a gunshot wound, allegedly. Okay, so I'm going to read you verbatim this article pertaining to the information that is out thus far. Okay. So this says, what to know about the missing Missouri ER doctor found dead in Arkansas. So he's from like, I believe this would be like Springfield, Missouri or something like that, but he was found here in Arkansas, okay? This says, the case of the Missouri ER doctor remains shrouded in mystery as investigators have released few details to his family or the public. He actually comes from a town called Cassville. I believe I'm saying that right. Cassville, Missouri, Cassville, or yeah, Cassville, Missouri. Okay, so a doctor in the Missouri Ozarks went missing for over a week until his body was found in Arkansas, in an Arkansas lake. Okay. But the case remains shrouded in mysteries as investigators have released few details to his family or the public. What's known so far? Dr. John Forsyth, 49, was last seen alive on May 21st when security cameras in the parking lot of a public school in Cassville show him getting into a vehicle after leaving his own car unlocked with his wallet, 2 phones, a laptop, and other items inside. That's according to his brother, Richard Forbes, who said the doctor had texted his new fiancée that morning saying that he would see her soon. His car was found later that day by investigators. They, however, the investigators haven't. Well, actually, it says that his car was found later that day. Investigators haven't said who was driving the other vehicle as of yet that they seen him get into. Okay, a search began after the emergency room physician didn't show up for his May 21st shift at Mercy Hospital in Cassville, or yeah, I think it's Cassville. Okay. There was no sign of Forbes until a kayaker noticed his body in Arkansas on May 30th at a spot on Beaver Lake, some 20 miles, which is 32 kilometers away from his last known location. His body had an apparent gunshot wound, authorities in Arkansas said. Although Benton County Coroner Daniel Oxford said an autopsy was completed Thursday, the results won't be released until the investigation is over. Suspicions. In an interview with 5 News, the victim's brothers, Richard Forbes, stated that our understanding was that he was abducted from Cassville, taken to that lake, executed, and thrown in. That is not official, however, with the authorities, as they have not released a statement as to that information, but that's according to what the brother had to say about it, or as much as the family has an understanding of what happened. So that's not from the police, but that's what was understood at that point by the brother or the rest of the family. The brother also said that the truck was parked in a very strange place. The place was mostly concealed where refuse is meant to be. They found security footage that suggests that he may have met a white SUV at the ATM when he parked his car. We don't know much else. We know, or they say they don't know much else about the day that he went missing other than that. Okay, the brother goes on to say he also wanted to address the rumors that his brother was living in a trailer and he couldn't afford his life, so he moved on. The brother says that that is not true. He was a prosperous, wealthy man who spent a lot of what he had for the benefit of others. What was happening in his life? His brother Richard Forbes and other family members say John Forbes was a devoted father to his 8 children and seemed happier than he'd ever been, or happier than he had been in a long time. They said he never missed a day of work, and he would often sleep in an RV outside the hospital when he was on call. His family rejects any suggestion that he took his own life. He is newly engaged, but he was also recently divorced. On May 10th of this year, a judge ordered Forbes to pay his ex-wife $3,999 in child support a month, plus another $15,000 a month. Missouri court records show he was married and divorced twice to the same woman between 1995 and 2022. Both his brother and Ryan Ricketts, the ex-wife's divorce attorney, said the split was amicable. The pair initially married in Clark County, Nevada. He filed for divorce in April of 2019, but the couple remarried in July of 2020 in Greene County, Missouri. Court records show that the woman filed a second divorce petition in April of 2022 in Lawrence County, Missouri. Questions that remain. Authorities have not said whether they believe Forsyth was killed or took his own life. Initially, when Forsyth's empty car was found, investigators said that there was no sign of foul play, but that was before the body was found. Shannon Jenkins, spokesperson for the Benton County Sheriff's Department, said Friday that there is no immediate threat to the public, but declined to provide more details. She said no further information would be released until the investigation is completed. It's also unclear what Ford's connection might be to the second vehicle seen on pool surveillance video. Authorities have not confirmed any information about the video, including if it was taken before or after Forbes may have texted his fiancee. There's also no information on how Forbes got from Cassville to Beaver Lake, when and where he died, or if investigators have found a weapon. Forbes' background. Forbes was born in Idaho in 1974, according to online records. He was the third of 7 children. His sister Gina Forbes Forlenio said he was the father of 8 children. His former wife, who lives in Idaho, was given custody of the couple's minor children, but John Forbes continued to have a strong relationship with them. His brother and the woman's divorce attorney said. Forbes' ex-wife did not wish to be interviewed, Ricketts said. She is just devastated and I mean just shocked, Ricketts said. She never saw any of this kind of thing coming. Forbes' medical background. Online records for the state of Missouri show that Forbes was licensed as a doctor and surgeon in the state since July 1st of 2005, and that his license was active. He'd been an emergency physician at Mercy Hospital in Cassville for nearly 15 years. He received his medical degree from Ross University, which is headquartered in Barbados. Online court records show Forbes settled a wrongful death lawsuit against him in Lawrence County, Missouri, in March of 2022, but the settlement terms were confidential. He was initially named as a defendant in a wrongful death case, also in Lawrence County, in 2006, but he and another doctor were dismissed from the case before a local hospital settled the case for $100,000. Records show that in August of 2015, he agreed to a public reprimand from the State Board of Registration for the Medical Arts for not adequately and completely maintaining records for 2 patients. And that's like it, guys. It's like all the information. Pretty much here. Let's see. Yeah, that's all the information that they have here in reference to the situation pertaining to Dr. John Forbes. However, I was able to find out a lot of information here, okay? It seems that he had a stable, steady life as anybody else, but there seemed to be, other things going on, okay? So, I have a lot of messages here. Where do I start? Okay, so let me see. Hold on, guys. Give me just a second while I get all of this information here. Okay, so the first card I have here is the 2 of coins here. Okay, now this lets me know that the doctor was like juggling. He was struggling here, okay? Because it is earth energy. He could be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but because it's also an earth energy, there's a money motivation to what happened with him, what is going on here. I do feel like he was juggling both money as well as relationships, okay? And when I clarified that Well, actually, we're going to get into that in a minute. So the next card I have here is the moon, okay? So like I said, the doctor was juggling and he was struggling. He was juggling a lot of different things, from money to other situations, other relationships, and different things that was going on in his life. With the moon card here, this lets me know that there were secret things, there was hidden things, there was things that was done in the dark, there was things that was done behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind one's back, decisions that he made, just a lot of secret things, okay? This juggling that he had going on was going on in secret here, okay? This is what caused a conflict here, okay? With the Five of Swords here, okay? There was some type of fight. There was an argument. There was a disagreement that he had with someone in particular. This fight, this argument, this disagreement was about these secret dealings that he has here, which is the why he was juggling in the first place here, okay? And this conflict that took place, it was initiated by the Five of Wands energy here. Competition, conflict, jealousy, envy, hatred, spitefulness, even revenge here, okay? So somebody was jealous or envious, okay? And this is two fives here. We got the Five of Swords and the Five of Wands. So there was definitely some type of competition here. I feel like the competition is here because he was juggling. I feel like he was juggling, I'm just be honest with you, he was juggling multiple lovers, okay, as well as juggling finances here, okay? And there was jealousy over this, okay? This is what caused the conflict in his life here. Thus, it is what led to his death, okay? We're going to go into further detail of everything else, but that is the main problem here. The main onset to everything. It's like the precursor to everything else that has taken place, okay? People will actually probably be surprised as to who actually was behind, who actually was responsible for his death, okay? So when I clarified the moon card, I wanted to see what these secrets was about, okay? Tiffany, how do you know that the Two of Coins was about him juggling multiple lovers as well as money? Because when I clarified the moon, I got the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups talks about a third-party situation here, okay? There was some type of three-way love affair going on here, okay? Now, as you heard me read in the article, he was newly engaged to someone, but there's someone else that he was still in dealings with, which is why this third party is here. Why this conflict is here, why this jealousy is here, which is what led to his death, okay? So let's move forward here. The next card I got was the Five of Coins here, okay? Now the Five of Coins talks about lack, it talks about worry, it talks about assistance, it talks about someone being left out in the cold, with a lack of finances, money, and resources, with a lack of help or support, okay? Remember I told you he was juggling both money and relationships? He abandoned somebody that he was dealing with. He left them out in the cold, okay? I feel like at some point in time, he moved on, with his life, with his new fiance, with his job and different things like that, but he left this person, this other person that he was dealing with, hanging, okay? Thus the conflict, thus the competition, okay? When I the next card I have here is the Five of Cups. This talks about sadness. This talks about loss here, okay? I need y'all to understand, 2 5s make a 10. 10s talks about endings and completions. Every 5 in the deck came out. 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands, 5 of Coins, 5 of Cups here, okay? The Five of Cups talks about sadness, loss, misery, pain, anguish, disappointment, regret, those type of feelings here, okay? It's very interesting that he was found in the lake here, because if you can see, I know these cards are kind of hard to see, but this is like a ghost tarot deck here, okay? But you see, this is water back here. You see this guy standing here, look like at the edge of a cliff's edge, or at the end of a bank where the water starts here, and he's just waving, and these cups are spilled here. He was found in the lake, okay? here in Arkansas, okay? But because he abandoned someone, neglected someone, neglected to take care of someone financially, or what have you, this is what led to this sadness, this loss, this disappointment and regret here, okay? Because of the secrets of this third party that he had going on. Next, I get the World here, okay? There was at this point there was a completion of a cycle, okay? Something had gone full cycle. Something completed, something came to an end here because of this conflict, this argument, this fight, this disagreement, this understanding that broke out is what led to this ending, what led to his ultimate demise, okay? Why? Because of the Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, sneaking, creeping around, trying to get away with something here, okay? I feel like whoever his current fiance is, he may have ultimately chose that person over this other person that he was dealing with, considering the fact that he was engaged to marry this other person that the article said he's newly engaged, okay? So, but he was dealing with this other person while dealing with her, yet chose to get engaged to that other person. So this person is very disgruntled by this. They're very hurt by this, okay? And this person felt neglected. This person felt abandoned, okay? Thus the motive for money here, okay? We have the Ace of Coins here, okay? This person, before his death, leading up to his death, he was like hustled out of money here. Somebody was demanding money from him, okay? This money could have been taken from him before his death or after his death, but money was definitely a motive as well here, okay? So when I went on and I got the Lovers here, okay? The Lover sits under Two of Coins as well as the Five of Pentacles. So I told you he was juggling lovers as well as he was juggling money. Like he was taking care, he had all those children, he was taking care of all those children, he was taking care of ex-wife, he was taking care of his new fiance and his side piece, okay? And somebody got abandoned here, okay? He had multiple lovers here, okay? I feel like the doctor had a lot of options, okay? You know, when you are a doctor, there's a lot of women who will, you know, practically throw themselves at you because of the position, title, or role that you have, that you carry here, okay? But somebody here got left out, plain and simple. Somebody here got left out, and it made somebody very upset here, which is what led to a lot of other things happening in this situation here, okay? I know obviously there's some type of theory of suicide going around. He absolutely did not kill himself, okay? But like I said, we have the Lovers here, okay? Now, the Lovers, because it's called the Lovers, a lot of people assume that that means that he's in love with someone. It could mean that, okay? But the Lovers is really sex. Now, if you got like the Lovers, the Two of Cups, the Four of Wands, this is somebody that he's not only having sex with, but he loves, that he has a relationship with, a partnership with, and has a commitment with, okay? Especially if the Ten of Cups is there too, this would also be someone he has a family with, you know what I'm saying? But when you just get the Lovers, standing on its own, is somebody that I know that he was sexually involved with. Whether love was there or not, he was sexually involved with this person, and he was providing some type of modest financial, like he was taking care of this person, or at least providing for them some financially at some point here, okay? But he was doing a lot of juggling here, okay? He had a lot of responsibility, so he ended up abandoning this Lover here, okay? He received a message here. The Eight of Wands talks about swift, fast communication, activity, messages, news, information, okay? This Lover of his, the one that was abandoned, the one that he was a juggling, sent him a message here. Okay? This lover here is a fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo persons. Okay? I clarified the 8 of Wands as well, and I got the Chariot here. Okay? So this lover that he had sent him some type of swift, fast communication, messages, news, or information here. Okay? However the conversation went down, there was obviously some plan to meet up, to go for a trip or a ride or something, because the Chariot talks about can talk about a lot of things, from trips, journeys, traveling, vehicles, but it's movement forward in some type of way here. So this conversation that they had, however it went, there was plan for them to meet up, see one another, go for a ride, whatever the conversation that went on between them. But he got this message here from this lover that he had here. Okay? This is where the 10 of Swords come in. Okay? After these messages here, okay, after he got in this vehicle with this person, it was betrayal. The 10 of Swords talks about complete and ultimate betrayal, disloyalty unto one's ending, okay, or death. Okay? This person had been stabbed in the back by someone, okay, who had betrayed him. So this person, this lover of him, literally sent him this message just to get him trapped in this very situation, just to betray him. Okay? So when I clarified the 10 of Swords, I wanted to know what this betrayal was about. I got the Empress as well as the Queen of Wands. I told you, the person that sent him the message is a fire sign woman. This is the person who betrayed him. Were there other people that helped her, that was involved? Maybe. To be honest with you all, I pulled from several different decks, and I kept seeing a lot of different people. Either this doctor had one hell of a sex addiction and had a whole lot of options, or several persons could be in on the plot to take him out or whatever. But this person here kept coming up. This is who he got a message from. This is who he got communication from. His cell phone records should definitely be checked. His social media accounts should definitely be checked, because there is communication there between them. But because of the fact she came out as an Empress first, it lets me know that this fire sign woman is a mother. Not only was she a lover of his that he abandoned, that he was juggling, but she is a mother. He may have gotten this woman pregnant and left them. Okay? Because the Empress is someone who is seen as a mother or a mother figure. Okay? But this is the reason why this betrayal took place. Then I get the 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords talks about heartache. It talks about heartbreak. It talks about sadness, anger, misery, pain, anguish here. This fire sign woman decided to betray the doctor because she was heartbroken that he had lied, that he had cheated, and she was jealous. She was envious with this 5 of Wands energy here. And come to find out, he had to move on. He's newly engaged to somebody else. Okay? When I clarified the 3 of Swords, I wanted to make sure that this was still on the same track. Okay? With this third party situation, with him juggling lovers and juggling money and everything. So when I clarified the 3 of Swords, I got the 2 of Cups. So this is definitely about a partnership. This is definitely about a relationship that he had with this fire sign woman here. Okay? Then I get the Emperor. This Emperor would be the doctor. Okay? This woman wanted money from him. And she was so enraged. She was so angry. It may have been a knee-jerk decision to kill him. Um, Maybe initially, um, the motive was to confront him for leaving her, abandoning her, especially if she had a child with him. But, and then, talking to him and tell him, no, you're going to take care of me. You're going to take care of our child. You know what I'm saying? But this person was upset. Okay, especially if this person didn't know that he was had moved on, and he was newly engaged to someone else here. Okay, and at some point during that conversation, the doctor may have said, hey, look, I'm going to stay with, my fiance, and we're going to get married at some point. And this person could have then snapped and killed him. You understand what I'm saying? And then he drove him a distance from where he's from, just to kind of throw off the investigation by having his body found somewhere else. This person probably really didn't want him found, okay? But there obviously wasn't a whole lot of effort put to conceal his body. It wasn't said that he was weighed down with anything, or to completely submerge him underwater and all of these things or whatever. But when I clarified the Emperor, I get the King of Coins here, okay? So I'm not sure if the doctor is an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, but he's coming out as a King of Coins, and this may be because he's wealthy, because he's a doctor, because he's financially stable and secure, and this, that, and the other. It could be the reason why he's coming out as a King of Coins. But if not, then he may be an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo. Okay, next I get the Four of Swords here. Okay, so this talks about someone who is hurt, in this case who is hurt, okay, by a situation. Was it this lover who was hurt by him after being neglected and being juggled? Or is this the doctor who has been injured, who has been hurt, who has died here? When I clarified, I got the Death card here. Okay? But this lover was hurt, which is why she killed the doctor as well. Have the Ace of Cups here. There was extreme feelings and overwhelming emotions as it relates to this situation here, okay? There was a lot of sadness, a lot of anger. Like the Ace of Cups, this cup is full to the point where it overflows with emotion. No matter what those emotions are, it is extreme, okay? Somebody was also in mental conflict here. This is the reason why this person snapped. This is the reason why this person decided to ultimately betray the doctor in the manner in which she did here, because she was heartbroken, because she was hurt, because she had been juggled, because she had been lied to and cheated on, because she had been abandoned and left. Okay? So she was in mental conflict, stressed, depressed, dealing with anxiety, okay, having sleepless nights, dealing with negativity and worry, can eat, can sleep, can think. Very anxious energy here, okay? Nine of Wands. This person became very defensive, okay? This person became very hostile. This person got to the point where they felt like that they needed to protect themselves, okay? Which is why, or one of the reasons she went after the doctor for money, okay? But ultimately, she felt like a sacrifice needed to be made. Thus, the doctor was that sacrifice. Okay? And that's when the tower collapsed. That's when the sudden upheaval, the shake-up happened. Okay? That's when the tragic situation, the chaotic situation happened. All of a sudden, out the blue one day. Problems of any kind. Murder, death, harm, destruction, illness, injuries, lies, deceptions, disruptions, but it was chaos. Okay? And we know that the chaos was the doctor's death here. Now, I got a few extra messages here that came out on the side. I got the Eight of Swords, the Ten of Coins, once again, the Empress, once again, the Queen of Wands, and the Two of Cups. This lets me know that the doctor was held hostage. Eight of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. This is somebody who was held hostage for a large amount of money. Okay? We have this Empress. Did she do this all on her own? Did she have a weapon on him from the moment he got in the vehicle with her? So he couldn't really get away or fight back. But the Two of Cups lets us know that there was some type of partnership there. That was some type of relationship there, which is the reason why. Because the Eight of Swords talks about one being stuck, restricted, or unable to move or get out of a situation. The Ten of Pentacles talks about a large amount of money. Okay? I wanted to know more. I had to know more. At the bottom of the deck, again, I got the King of Pentacles. Okay? So either the doctor is in fact an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, or he's just coming out as such because he's wealthy. Okay? I pulled from another deck, which is the second deck that I used to clarify. I got some extra messages there. I got the Eight of Wands, Judgment, Six of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Lovers, and the High Priestess. This tells me that these messages, remember I told you that this fire sign woman sent him some a message, like some type of swift, fast communication here. Okay, she sent these messages to him because she had made a judgment. She had already made a decision. Okay, the Six of Cups talks about one reminiscing on the past. So this is someone that he dealt with in his past here. Okay, but with the Ace of Swords being here, the Ace of Swords talks about truth and clarity. I believe she threatened to tell some type of truth or clarity about what he had going on, about how he had lied, how he had cheated, perhaps how he had impregnated her and left her. Perhaps she threatened to destroy the life with his new fiance or expose him in some type of way. Okay, because she threatened him with the truth and the clarity of this lover situation, which the High Priestess here talks about secret information, secret knowledge here, okay? So she threatened him with the truth of something that he wanted to keep secret here, okay? I also have here the Emperor, the Devil, the Eight of Swords, and the Ten of Coins. Dr. John Forbes was chained to this devil, y'all. He was chained to this devil. Now, either he had temptations, lustful desires, toxic ways, or maybe a few bad habits, or perhaps even addictions. This is how this devil energy is how he got in the midst of all of this and everything that was going on. Okay, this is how he ended up being held for a large ransom of money. Okay, which it wasn't really a ransom, because it's not like they called anybody and demanded this money from anybody else. This was demanded of him. Okay, this person wanted a large amount of, it almost seems like somebody wanted him to take responsibility for something, and they were demanding a large amount of money from him. But something he said or did in the midst of all of that could have made this person snap, and there could have been some type of knee-jerk reaction to kill him. Or if it was premeditated, it could have been the plan to kill him all along here, with somebody being that angry here. But I kid y'all not, I believe either other people were involved, or he may even have other lovers. Okay, y'all? Because I seen a water sign energy, feminine. I seen an earth sign energy, feminine. I seen who else was there? It was a masculine that I seen as well, and I'm like, I'm at this point, I'm beginning to question. I'm like, like like it was just, it was so many people that I was steady seeing here. So I'm like, either multiple persons was involved in his death, or you know what I'm saying, something, this situation definitely centered around this woman, whoever this woman is. But did she recruit others to help her, hold him hostage, get money out of him, and then kill him? Is the reason for the extra people? Or did she do all of this on her own? Or was those his other lovers? And when I seen the masculines, because yeah, that's what it was. I seen an air sign masculine. I also seen a water sign masculine. But then I seen a earth sign feminine, as well as a water sign feminine. So I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, was he going both ways? Like, was he secretly in the closet, bisexual? And, like, what else is going on? Because we know he's juggling. We know he's lying and cheating and sneaking around. We know he's got, he had other lovers and different things. I know money is the motive, but I'm like, why all these other people? And then I also seen the 10 of Cups. So I'm like, somebody is close, either family or close to him like family, or somebody that he has a family with. So when I seen the Empress come out with the Queen of Wands, I'm like, he must have got this woman pregnant and then decided to leave her hanging. And she found out that, he hadn't moved on, was with someone else, and blah, 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 or whatever. But because of the old, cases with the malpractice lawsuits and wrongful death suits and different things, I'm like, is this a disgruntled mother or a disgruntled family who wants to get back at him for the death of their loved one and want to hustle money out of him? Or something like that. It was so much going on. The bottom of this deck, guys, we got the 5 of Swords here, okay? So we have the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the first deck that I used, which he came out as the King of Pentacles twice, and we have the 5 of Swords here, okay? So we know that there was some type of conflict. There was definitely a fight that broke out, that took place, okay? Because of this fight, it caused some type of burdens, hardships, problematic situation, which led to this 3 of Swords situation, this heartache, this heartbreak here, okay? He definitely endured a lot throughout this scuffle or this fight with this person here. I'm getting a lot of Wands energy, a lot of fire sign energy, okay? But there's also a lot of Swords energy out here, okay? But I definitely can tell that money is a motive here, okay? But look at this again. Remember I told you about the earth sign Capricorn here, okay? And then here's this water sign, okay? And then here's this air sign, this King of Swords. So it's almost like there are other people who was either aware that this was going to happen and go on. They were there and participated. But the messages that he got, what made him to decide to take whatever actions he took, because there was nobody there with a gun to his head forcing him to get in another vehicle or anything, okay? He made those moves on his own. And the mere fact he left his car unlocked and left all his belongings in his car, it seems as if he had all purposes and intentions to come back to his vehicle and go on about his business. He probably thought maybe he was just going to hop in the vehicle with this other person. They were going to have a chat. Whatever, this person may have been asking for money or help, like whatever the situation. I don't think he felt like this situation was going to go this far, or he wasn't going to be able to go on about his day. Were there other people hiding out in the vehicle? Okay, that, grabbed him, held him in gunpoint while, they drove off. If not, whoever he got in that vehicle with, he was familiar with. He wasn't scared. He wasn't anxious. He wasn't being forced. Okay? This means he felt familiar with this person to hop in their vehicle with them. And, and then this person probably said, hey, I'm just going to ride around the block while we talk, or, let's just go over here to the park and talk, or whatever. And he thought it was that, but they, they could have did that, and then there's where other persons could have came in at, or what have you, or this person solely did this on their own here. But I'm telling you, whoever this fire sign woman is, who is coming out as an empress and the queen of wands, is a major factor. She is the one who messaged him. She is the one who he got in the vehicle with and left with. She is the one who was envious, who was jealous. She is the one who was one of his lovers. Okay? She is the one who seems as if ultimately wanted him dead, as well as wanted money from him. Okay? So that's what's going on here, y'all. I pulled my crime scene cards as well. The first card I got here is interviews with interviews with relatives or friends may provide valuable clues here. Okay, so relatives and friends may know more than what they are saying here. Okay, we have here surveillance cameras may provide important clues as well. We also have here additional evidence is at the crime scene. Okay? So perhaps there's additional evidence that's where, where his body was found. Spirit is saying cell phone records may provide important clues. There was a motive for committing the crime. You see all those bags of money down there? Somebody wanted money from him. Okay? We have here victim or victim's family was familiar with the killer. Okay? Whoever this killer was, this person's family was familiar with this person. Okay? I'm telling you, this is somebody close to him. Killer had an argument or disagreement with the victim. And you see here on this card, it's a man, it's a woman here, okay? They had an all-out fight about something. We have here dating history or killer knew of victim. Dating history. He dated this person. This person is somebody from his past. Remember the Six of Cups? The Eight of Wands, the Judgment with the Six of Cups here? We have here lies, deceptions, and a potential cover-up. We also have here someone coerced the killer into murdering the victim. Okay? And perhaps that's why I'm picking up on other persons. It's like other persons. It's like this person is the main suspect. Okay? But it's like other persons either were aware of this and on the setup or the plot to have this doctor killed, or extort him for money or something. Okay? Spirit also says that social media will provide valuable clues. Okay? So his cell phone records, social media, this person is somebody that he has some type of dating history with. Okay? He had an argument or fight with this person. There was a money motivator to this crime. Someone also coerced the killer into murdering this victim, as well as there's lies, deception, and potential cover-ups that's going on in this case. Bottom of the deck, we have rage or extreme anger was a motive. So somebody got really pissed off about something. We have premeditated murder. Killer plans out the details in advance here. We also have additional evidence is at the Additional evidence at the scene may be discovered. Okay. We also have here victim stalked by killer. So whoever this woman is from his past, he was stalked by this person. Like, she watched him for a while before she rolled in. We have here victim had a history with the killer here. Okay. You see them here in this seductive manner. Again, you see a man and a woman here. Okay. I also see here that drugs may be an important factor in this case. This person could have drugged the doctor with something. He may have had like a beverage or a drink or something here. Hopefully, you know, he wasn't recreationally using any drugs or perhaps selling anybody any drugs because he's a doctor or something. But drugs may be an important factor in this case here. So he may have been drugged, okay? Because, you know, when you go into a woman killer, you know, this is a full-grown man or what have you, who could have, you know, fought back and this, that, and the other. He would have had to be like subdued in some type of way. So if the initial plan was, hey, let's meet up, let's go, you know, get a smoothie or something, get a, you know, something. She could have slipped something in there and, you know, drugged him, you know, knocked him out till they got somewhere else. Like, anything could have happened. But why that is that drugs could be a factor, it's kind of something off key. I more so rather kind of feel like, if so, that he may have been drugged with something to get control of him in some type of way, to get him in a vulnerable position or something in some type of way like that. Okay. So I went to another deck, guys. I have the 8 of water here, the 6 of air, 7 of air, 2 of air, the lovers, the 8 of earth. Now that's an 88 there. You got 2 8s here, okay? 8 of cups, 8 of earth, okay? Once again, for the 3rd time, I get the king of earth. Either this man is an earth sign, or he just has a lot of money. I have the 3 of air, the 10 of air, and once again, for the 3rd time, I get this queen of fire. There is a queen of one. She's a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo woman. Okay? So the 8 of water talks about shifts. It talks about change. Okay? The 6 of air talks about moving on. The 7 of air talks about lying, cheating, sneaking, creeping around, trying to get away with something. The 2 of swords talks about, it can talk about indecision, avoidance, confusion, but ultimately a decision gets made. Okay? The lovers is obviously that, a lover situation, a sexual situation that he had with somebody. Now the 8 of earth threw me off. This tried to come out in the other 2 decks here. Okay? Did he work with whoever this woman is? Because the 8 of earth talks about the money one makes from the work that they do here. Okay? The 8 of water talks about changes. Okay? So did something change with his job? Something change with the money he makes from his job? Like, something is tied in here. Okay, for the 8 of earth to come out here, which is the 8 of coins in the traditional tarot deck. So I wonder if this affair with this queen of wands person was someone he used to work with, or he still works with, or something like that. Nevertheless, we have the king of earth here, which is a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo masculine here. The 3 of swords talks about sorrow, heartache, heartbreak, sadness, misery, pain. The 10 of air talks about betrayals, disloyalties, endings. Okay, one being stabbed in the back. Okay, and then we have the queen of fire. Okay, which is, like I said, a Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo woman. Okay, if you notice, in between the king of earth and the queen of fire is the 3 of swords and the 10 of earth. Somebody felt heartbroken that they had been betrayed. Okay, did this Queen of Fire was heartbroken by this King of Earth, so she decided to betray him. Okay, for money, and decided to take his life here. I wonder, did they work together at some point in time here? But he was definitely juggling lovers, and he was definitely juggling money. Okay, because this heartache, heartbreak here, this comes from lying and cheating, sneaking and creeping around. Okay, this betrayal, she decided to betray him, ultimately betray him, and bring his life to an ending here because of a decision that he made in lovers here, because he chose this other woman over her and decided to get engaged to this other woman or something. Okay, yeah. So maybe he changed, okay, in some type of way. He changed jobs, he changed maybe something pertaining to his job or his money here. But at some point he changed and he decided to move on, okay, in some type of way. But he was lying to this person. He was cheating on this person. He was sneaking and creeping around when he had already made a decision to be lovers, at least committed lovers with someone else. That's what's going on here, guys. And once again, at the bottom of this deck, we go back to the Two of Earth. This man was juggling women and he was juggling money. Okay? There's a lot that I feel like whoever this Queen of Wands woman is solely did on her own. But I do feel like there's other persons involved. Like maybe on the back end. There's either other persons involved that helped her hold him hostage, get the money out of him and kill him, or there's just other people behind the scenes that knew he was going to be sacrificed and put this woman up to doing it and extort him for money here. Okay? Yeah. She wanted sudden wealth out of him, like great fortune out of him. Let's see if there are any other messages. She had a child with him. It was a child. He not only had lied to her and cheated on her, moved on. She had a child by him. She has a child by him. Spirit, are there any other messages? Oh, we have wealthy man here. Any other messages, Spirit? Any other messages about this wealthy man, Spirit? He was in concern about something. Okay, possibly something that he could not speak out about or could not talk about here. He was concerned about something. Spirit, what else is going on? What else is going on here? I also see death, official person, marriage, thief, unexpected income, sudden wealth. Spirit, what was he concerned about? What was he concerned about? A child. I told you, he got this person pregnant. Yeah, he was worried and he was in concern about this child and some type of it bringing about some type of change to his high honor as well as his family. Spirit, what else? What other messages? What else was this concern about? So we have I see privileged lady and in lovers here, as well as courtship. So he was dating this person. At one point in time, he was dating this person, or either he led this person on to believe that they were dating here. They were definitely having sex with one another. Okay? We have message here. He received some type of message from this woman. Spirit, clarify. Yeah. This message had him in despair, okay? Maybe she threatened to exploit him in some type of way, or destroy him in some type of way, unless he met with her or something. Spirit, what else is going on here? What is this message in this despair about? This person wanted great fortune. She wanted great fortune from him. That's why the 10 of coins came out here. He had neglected her, to betrayed her, and this child here. Yeah. Spirit, what else? What other messages? What other messages, Space Spirit? I see thief. And we have coffin. So he received some type of messages of despair pertaining to great fortune, a large amount of money. Well, he received these messages, this message that had him in despair. This great fortune here could have something to, there's something, a theft of great fortune here, okay? Somebody wanted to steal great fortune from him. And with the coffin here, he ended up being murdered, put to death here. See, journey at the bottom of the deck. Journey, unofficial person, so he obviously left and traveled with someone here. This person, he had a lot going on, man. A lot going on here. So we have doctor here on wealthy man, which we pretty much know that. Spirit, clarify concern. Clarify concern. Yeah. He received some communication about this child here. I keep seeing something. I seen marriage, and now I'm seeing something about a wife. Is this his ex-wife? Or was he messing with somebody who's married? Like, what the hell? Spirit, clarify privileged lady. Clarify privileged lady. So I see hope here. So she obviously felt hurt by him. Spirit, clarify lovers. Clarify lovers. Pleasure seekers here. So they obviously like to have fun together, have sex together. Okay, I see room here. I feel like they were sneaking in rooms. Spirit, clarify message. Sneaking around, maybe in hotel rooms and things. Clarify message. So I see scholar here. This is still the doctor receiving some type of messages. Clarify despair, please, Spirit. Despair. Clarify despair. Yeah. So we got lover here on despair. So he got this message from a lover of his, ex-lover of his, that was demanding money from him about a child. Spirit, clarify thief. Clarify thief. Thief, please, Spirit. They met up with each other and something went horribly wrong. Got reunion here on thief. Okay. And then I see surprise here. Okay, so he was shocked or surprised by something. You see how this guy is here? Like by this lake here, by this body of water here. That's literally where the doctor was found. Yeah, that's where he was found. Dead. Something shocked him or surprised him when he was killed. Like a lot of this, that woman solely did on her own. Like the contacting him, the luring him away, the getting him to meet with her, the, you know, all of that. But it seems like there are other persons who wanted to hustle the doctor out of money or have motives for wanting him dead as well. Spirit, are there any other messages? He got you may have a couple of enemies or opponents. I see foe, service, journey, sorrow, Lord, friend. Spirit, are there any other messages? Okay, guys, well, I think that concludes this reading here. We got enemy at the bottom of this deck, okay, and journey at the bottom of this deck. So yeah, he ended up taking a ride with the enemy, okay, and didn't make it back alive. is what is happening here. Let me see. I'm gonna ask my spirit guides a question, guys. Hold on just a minute. So I'm asking my spirit guides right now if Dr. John Forbes was murdered by a woman. I'm not sure if you all can see this or not, but that's a yes. Spirit, was there any other persons involved? Were there any other persons responsible for the doctor's death? Was there any other persons responsible for the doctor's death? No. It literally went from yes to no. So there was one woman who was responsible for the doctor's death. There was just one woman. Yes, it just switched back to yes. I'm not sure if y'all can see it in here. Let me get closer so y'all can see. Let me get it still. Spirit, please rock forwards and backwards for yes, left to right for no. Was Dr. John Forbes murdered by a woman? Was Dr. John Forbes murdered by a woman? That's a yes. Were any other persons involved in the doctor's death? Were there any other persons involved in the doctor's death, Spirit? That's a no. Was the doctor murdered for money? Was the doctor murdered for money? Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Let me see. What else do I want to ask? Was the doctor murdered by this woman because he lied, cheated, and neglected her? Was the doctor murdered by this woman because he lied to her and cheated and left her with a baby? That is a yes. So the woman who murdered Dr. John Forbes was pregnant or had a child by him? Was the woman who murdered him pregnant by him or had a baby by him? That's a yes. So she either already had this child or she's currently pregnant, but I think she already had this child. Spirit, is this woman someone that the family has seen before? Is the woman who murdered Dr. John Forbes someone that his family have seen before? Was this woman someone that the family has seen before? No. Okay. Spirit, did the doctor and his mistress ever work together? Did the doctor and his mistress ever work together? Did the doctor and his mistress ever work together? Yes. Spirit, that's probably why she came out as a privileged lady as well. A privileged lady is usually sometimes seen as a wealthy woman, just like the wealthy man, is seen as a wealthy man, what have you. Um, wow. Um, Spirit, does this woman currently work at Mercy Hospital? Does this woman currently work at Mercy Hospital? Does the woman who killed Dr. Forbes work at Mercy Hospital? Does she work at Mercy Hospital, Spirit? I think that's a no, guys. But they worked somewhere together before. Um, he must have been dealing with her for a long time, because I feel like he was. I believe it said that he's been at Mercy Hospital for the last 15 years. So maybe she used to work there and she's working somewhere else now, or perhaps this is somebody who stems further back from his past. Spirit, can you please tell me, was any of Dr. Forbes' family involved? Was any of Dr. Forbes' family involved in his death? Was any of Dr. Forbes' family involved in his death? That's a no. And I do apologize, I had to ask that question for any of his relatives that may see this, but you know, you just want, when you want answers and you want the truth, you know, you have to look at all angles of a situation. So I meant no disrespect or anything by that. But guys, that's what's going on here. Okay? This seems like, you know, there's a lot of different things here, okay? But obviously jealousy, envy, fatal attraction, crime of passion. There's, I mean, like, there's lying and cheating and you know, lovers and children and money, and you know, it's a lot here. Let's see. Well, obviously she does. Spirit, does this woman live, does the woman who was responsible for Dr. Forbes' death live in Missouri? Do this woman live in Missouri? Do the woman who is responsible for Dr. Forbes' death live in Missouri? Yes. Okay, and I think I said Forbes. I think it's Forbes. I'm not sure how to pronounce that exactly, but like I said, it's spelled like Forsyth. Okay, so guys, that concludes this missing murder mystery. I do hope that this is given you all the truth and the clarity that you were seeking for the Arkansas Police Department, as well as that of Missouri, where he is from. The what is it, the Cassville, I believe it's called, Missouri Police Department. So hopefully this helps you give the doctor some justice for his murder. He definitely did not commit suicide. I think the best leads besides this information, it would be like to track down that vehicle, seeing if there could be any type of license plates or something that was seen. Also his phone records, also his social media, because I feel like he was chatting with this person, he was talking with this person on his phone, as well as possibly social media. Okay, so yeah, Okay, guys, so I thank you all so much for listening and for watching. If you would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. For those of you who would like to contact me, you can do so at tiff.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is Shine Bright Like a Diamond 36 with the underscore between each word. For any persons who is interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do thank you in advance. You can do so through Cash App, which is $TiffDiamond36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/@36diamond. As always, guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There's wickedness in high places, and there's evil that's lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep. Watch your surroundings and the company in which your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey, keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God. Y'all, just a quick side note, like, this is not a funny matter, but while I was picking up the cars and things here, I'm literally hearing, this bitch is crazy, this bitch is crazy. I don't know if that's something the doctor said, but yeah, obviously this chick is a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, okay? She could be a little nuts, or okay, like she may have just snapped, okay? But I literally was just hearing that, so I just wanted to come back on here and tell you all that, okay? Because obviously she just, like, pretty much, it seems as if she wigged out on him, you know, like, and anything could have possibly triggered this. I don't know if she gave him some type of ultimatum, if he was going to be with her and they were going to be a family, or, you know, or whatever. He said something she didn't like, but and she snapped or something. But I literally just heard while I was picking up the cars, this bitch is crazy, this bitch is crazy. So whatever that means, okay, guys, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God.